You may have noticed that JavaScript in itself needs lots of coding to get certain things done. Another thing you may have noticed is when working with our jQuery, we had to make sure that we wrote code for certain functionality. And I'm going to talk about plugins. Well, there are several plugins that are out there. In fact, when you Google jQuery plugins, you'll see that there's a repository with a bunch of plugins where we can find extra help. Now, there's some cool plugins I'd like to quickly look at. There is a plugin called jQuery UI, and according to its website, jQuery UI is a curated set of user interface interactions, effects, widgets, and themes. And this is all built up on top of jQuery. Let's take a look at a bunch of things. We can, on the left side, we can see there's interactions, widgets, and effects, and perhaps some utilities to help stuff. Let's take a look at Draggable. Now, Draggable allows you to drag contents around. If you could see this nice looking white space area, I'm dragging stuff around. And there are other examples. For example, this thing can auto scroll. I can keep pushing something down, put it back up. Another widget we can take a look at is, another interaction is a drop. You may have noticed this with the use of Drive. When you have a document somewhere and you kind of want to drop it somewhere, you can do that, right? We tend to use interactions to mimic certain features, such as saving of a file, uploading of a picture, ways to make users have creative experiences and wonderful experiences on your website. Another nice one is the resizable. So you can see that, what if you wanted to resize an image and then take its denominations? You've seen that on photo applications where you had to resize a photo before uploading it or selecting stuff from that office. So selecting stuff from that huge picture. Here's another nice one where you can select more than one element by dragging, or you can be choosy. You can use, I think the button I clicked was Control. I can use Shift or Control actually to select more than one item. Okay, another one is sortable, sorting stuff up. So you've seen that before. Imagine if you have files that you need sorted out. So those are interactions that jQuery UI provides for us. We have widgets, the accordion, for example. When you click one text, it hides the other and displays something, right? We can also take a look at autocomplete. If there's a list of pre-populated stuff or names or countries, someone can, in this case it's code, someone can start to type and get assistance as they move, right? This is much easier in terms of making things user-friendly. And let's take a look at the button. So you can perhaps have some cool effects with these elements here. They also have options for checkboxes. You can see this is a nice thing that you may have seen in rich text editors, where you could select bold, italics, or underline and toggle. And yeah, it is pretty cool. Let's take a look at others, like the date picker allows you to select dates for something. Which else? We can also look at the progress bar, which is very important. Kind of shows where you are. Imagine if this is a video processing app that you're designing, and in the background you want to tell users how much time they've been left with. There's others. There are tooltips that we could use. Tooltips are rather interesting. As you mouse over something, you get some kind of help about what that thing is all about. Let's take a look at effects. Let's start with easing in. So here we would use canvas elements, and these canvas elements would perhaps implement some cool animation. So let's see, do we have anything that we could show here? Nope. All right, let's go into the hide demo. So here we can click. Apparently we're supposed to select an effect. I suppose we want this thing to hide. Well, bouncing. Oh, wonderful. You see that? So clips. Wow. We could highlight like that. I've seen some cool effects that you could apply to a page and brings kind of life to it. However, you don't want to be doing so much of this because the user could get distracted from the thing at hand, right? Okay, so that's jQuery user interface plugin, or jQuery UI plugin. Another nice one is the Lightbox plugin. The Lightbox you have used is rather old, but when you click an image, it kind of takes center stage in a page and loads up. Yeah. We can use direction keys. I think that's another feature here. Okay, from here, if you have 4 images, you could then use some kind of keys to move on to the next image. You can see at the bottom it says click the right half of the image to move forward. So when you click that, you can even see this nice looking button here. We could also press the right arrow of the keyboard to go to the next image. You've seen this on Facebook. Facebook has its own implementation, but this is very helpful. You can quit by pressing the escape button, and yeah, most of the plugins can be installed easily. You could download something, then open a zip and perhaps set it up relative to your file, include a bunch of style sheets and scripts or JavaScript. Of course, you need to make sure that jQuery was loaded prior to this library that you download. Then you can initialize images. So it's pretty straightforward, and we should take a look at a quick example. We'll probably use this image example, design something very quick and hope that works. Here, for example, if we were to inspect the element, we can see that this image, it comes in two. You'd need a thumbnail, and you'd also need a full-on image. And we'll take a look at that eventually. We'll download a bunch of images and recreate this use. Vid is a nice jQuery plugin. You've seen some sites where there are motions in the background. I believe PayPal might have this feature. Let's check it out. PayPal.com. So PayPal loaded, and you can see that in this case we have background image showing someone sewing, a bunch of clothes, people playing, and yeah, that's PayPal for you. And they use this nice video background. You may see that you can pause a video or play it. So that's what the Vid plugin will do for you. The docs are also pretty simple. You can just click docs and read. It says easy as hell. And yeah, you definitely need a video in several formats, an image of that video, which is probably a caption, but these will be some assignments I would expect you to do shortly. Another cool plugin is a jQuery list nav plugin. There are cases where you might have a very long navigation, or it could be a company directory and you just want to, you don't want to like go through all these lists of stuff, and instead choose to use summaries, right? Like if I clicked A, I would get everything that started with A. And if I clicked B, I'd get everything that started with B, and so on. Same with E, up until perhaps V. Of course, when there's missing characters, there would be no matching entries, right? And yeah, that's the ListNerve plugin. Another cool plugin is a jQuery adaptive model plugin. Now, this creates model windows that can be morphed from anything with the jQuery adaptive model. So what happens is you'd have links here or hyperlinks. They could have custom styles. And then when someone say, it could be copy that prompts the user to do something, maybe provide an email or do some really cool things. So let's try this. Let's click that. You'll see that it transformed into nice looking. Yeah. So imagine if this guy had designed a page where this is how he texts in the sign up information. Another one. This one is just text here. And what's the other one? Can we look at that one? It's remote, so it kind of makes a call to external services and loads something, right? Okay, so that's jQuery model for you. Another one is the jQuery calculator plugin. And let's see if we have a demo here. So when you click the bottom, you can add things. So 2 by 2 equals 4 plus 6. So if this were an app that calculated rentals or mortgage payments and a bunch of things like that, it'd be nice to have a calculator in there, right? And then you could do some funky things with it. You can escape as well by pressing the escape key. Okay, so where do we get these plugins? You always need to check this repository, the jQuery plugin repository. Chances are a lot of cool things are being stored here. There's like 542 plugins just on the UI alone, with animation and really cool things you guys can check out. Well, thank you. In the next videos, we'll implement some of these plugins. We will design some quick lightbox features and a bunch of cool sites using jQuery. Thank you.